You know, it's remarkable how often the number 3 appears in our lives. Not just as a count, but as a symbol, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That idea of a trio.
Exactly. Think about your own 3 musketeers, those significant groups that maybe defined a chapter or really shaped your path.
We all have those, I think.
Right.
That sense of unity, shared goals.
Well, today we're diving into a story where 3 isn't just a number, it's like the very heartbeat of this incredible journey.
Okay.
And it delivers a really powerful insight, I think. How deep-seated friendship and cultural roots can absolutely transform childhood dreams into, well, viral digital success.
It truly is fascinating, that resonance of a trio, how those connections can become the engine for something, really special.
Right. And our mission here in this deep dive is to explore the remarkable story of 3 friends from Kerala in India.
Okay.
They took this incredibly bold leap, leaving stable, conventional careers.
This is safe path.
The safe path, exactly. And jumped right into the wonderfully unpredictable world of digital storytelling. That takes courage.
It really does. We're going to uncover how their childhood dreams, which were so deeply rooted in their own unique culture, how they blossomed into widespread fame.
Giving us a kind of front row seat to the power of passion and friendship in this modern digital age.
Precisely. And what really sums up their journey is the name they chose. Team Eureka.
Ah, yeah. That's a great name.
Isn't it? It's more than just a label. It perfectly symbolizes that aha moment.
Right, that click.
That click. When individual talents stop being separate things and start amplifying each other, that's the spark, the discovery.
Yeah, the sum being greater than the parts. So we're going to unpack how they got there from the beginning.
Exactly. From those humble beginnings to a name that now, resonates with millions. So to really get it, we have to start where it all began. Think around 2010.
Okay.
Picture us back in a small-town school in Palakkad, Kerala. Imagine these 3 boys, 7th grade.
Young.
Very young, already putting on little dramas, mimicking movie scenes, making their classmates just, roar with laughter. Already performing.
Totally. By 10th grade, they weren't just joining in, they were leading the school plays. It was such a clear, undeniable sign of that creative fire already burning inside them.
And what's crucial here, I think, is that their environment wasn't just like a backdrop. It was integral. It was woven into the fabric of their creativity. Palakkad. It's often called the gateway to Kerala.
Okay, gateway.
Yeah. And it's a district just steeped in tradition, incredible natural beauty. You got to visualize ancient temples all over the place, vibrant festivals like Puram and Vela.
Big community events.
Huge, bringing everyone together with color, music, dramatic stories. And there are these unique folk arts too, like Puthan and Thira.
What are those like?
They're these ritualistic performances, really vibrant costumes, but also intense storytelling. It's almost like a natural training ground for young storytellers, It subtly teaches comedic timing, character work.
Wow, okay.
And it's an agrarian heartland. Think endless rice paddies, the smell of, fresh sambar and a Pam from kitchens.
Sounds very sensory.
It is. And the communities are really close-knit. Friendships form super early, they last forever. And stories from just everyday life.
Like what?
Oh, like passionate debates maybe about faith happening in shady courtyards or impromptu feasts at a neighbor's house. These things become legendary locally.
Real-life moments.
Exactly. That cultural canvas, just full of simple joys, but also profound connections, that was the real source, the wellspring of their creativity. It wasn't just scenery, it was their inspiration. You can almost see how those impromptu feasts, those courtyard debates, how they directly inform their later work.
Like the unannounced lunch break visits they filmed?
Precisely. Or the philosophical chats in their temple ground scenes. Yeah. It comes from that lived experience.
And this amazing setting, this rich cultural canvas, this was the backdrop for our 3 friends. Devraj T R, Nandagopan P I, and Vaisakh Padmanabhan.
That's them.
And they carried that Palakkad spirit with them, didn't they? Even when their paths first went in, seemingly conventional directions.
Oh, absolutely. Fast forward to their adult lives. Devraj, he pursued law, landed a solid position with the Tata Group.
Big company. Respectable.
Very respectable. Nandagopan became an Ayurveda doctor, practicing in bustling Bengaluru.
Okay.
And Vaisakh, who was always the tech-savvy one, he dove into engineering. On paper, these were, the made-it careers.
The dream job.
The dream jobs. Stable, respected, the kind that make parents beam with pride.
So they were living the dream, the conventional one anyway, but under the surface, that creative spark from school, that itch, it never really faded, did it?
Not a bit.
How did that frustration with the desk job start to build? What was the shift from just complaining to, like, actually doing something?
Well, it was gradual, like a kind of creative pressure cooker building up. Those late-night phone calls became really important.
Yeah.
They'd vent about the daily grind, sure, but more than that, they started brainstorming, just
Mhm.
throwing out wild ideas for stories, for scripts.
It's not just wishful thinking.
No, this wasn't abstract stuff. They were already sketching out plots based on slices of life they knew inside out.
Ah, so those chats were actually laying the groundwork for future content.
Exactly. You can picture them like figuring out the humor of two families sharing a rented house in Kochi, navigating all the quirks of living together.
That sounds like a classic sitcom setup.
Totally. Or the bittersweet goodbyes when a friend leaves for the Gulf. That's such a common thing in Kerala.
Right, the economic reality versus the personal cost.
Precisely. Overseas jobs mean security, but often families and friends get separated. These were experiences they lived or seen up close, full of real emotion, real authenticity.
So the frustration just kept building.
It built until it was just undeniable. Their jobs, their professions, they were basically caging their real passions.
And this is where the story takes that huge turn, right?
The pivotal moment.
The moment they decided to actually quit their jobs.
Yeah. Imagine that conversation.
Must have been intense. And their families, I gather, were cautiously supportive.
Cautiously is the word. They understood the cultural value of stability,
Yeah.
right? But they gave them a window, a 2-year window to chase the dream.
2 years.
Turns out they only needed one.
Wow.
And that's where the Eureka moment really hits. September 2024, Team Eureka is born.
And the name itself just sort of appeared.
Pretty much
Huh.
organically. Like Archimedes in the bath, that flash of insight. It wasn't just a discovery. It perfectly symbolized that feeling when their individual talents just clicked,
Right, amplifying each other.
instead of just being separate strengths. That synergy.
And what a mix it was. Devraj and Nandagopan bringing the acting skills, that natural flair for authentic Malayalam slang.
Which instantly adds layers of humor and recognition for viewers, right?
Absolutely. And their timing, their imitations impeccable. Then Vaisakh, the technical wizard, making sure every shot, every edit just polished their vision.
The backbone.
Totally. It was a true collaboration, each person bringing their unique strength.
And what's even more impressive, I think, is how they did it.
How so?
No fancy studios, no big budgets, none of that. This was pure grit. They pooled their resources, relied on a close circle of friends who acted as sounding boards,
Right.
gave honest feedback.
Real grassroots stuff.
Totally. Their strength was in that unity, that shared vision, and just rolling up their sleeves.
So, okay, there's tons of content online. In that crowded space, what really makes Team Eureka stand out? What's their secret sauce?
I'd say it's their absolute commitment to authenticity. They draw so deeply from the nostalgic charm of small-town Kerala, specifically the late 80s, early 90s.
Ah, that specific period nostalgia.
Exactly, and you see it so clearly in their little vignettes, like lazy afternoons at the Villavana temple grounds, maybe debating atheism versus belief,
Okay.
or the hilarious struggles of someone learning to drive, like this character archetype, an ambitious Uni Nambudiri.
Who's that?
Oh, he's kind of a local folklore figure, known for being really earnest, but often, well, clumsy when trying new things. It's relatable comedy.
Gotcha.
Or that classic scenario, buddies, just crashing a friend's house hoping for a free home-cooked lunch.
We've all been there or known someone who has.
Right. These aren't just made-up scenes. They're echoes of their own upbringing, and the humor feels both fresh, but also deeply familiar.
And you mentioned influences. Their love for the filmmaker Satyan Antikad seems really central to their style, doesn't it?
Oh, hugely. Anthikad is a legend in Malayalam cinema.
What specifically about his work shines through?
He's known for these warm, family-focused stories that brilliantly mix humor with gentle social commentary. Think of classics like Nadodakatu.
The one with the bumbling friends?
That's it. Dasan and Vijayan, played by Mohanlal and Srinivasan. Hilarious, absurd adventures. Or the political satire Santisam, sharp but still warm.
So what did Eureka take from him?
It's that relaxed pacing, I think. Those incredibly relatable characters, that touch of nostalgia. They grew up watching these films, absorbing how everyday stuff can be both funny and genuinely heartfelt. How to tell a story with a simple, honest heart.
It's interesting because their content feels so effortless, so natural. But you're saying it's actually the result of really careful planning. It's not just improv.
Not at all. That effortless quality.
Right.
That's precisely the result of immense effort behind the scenes.
Okay.
They brainstorm themes, they meticulously refine scripts, they rehearse and rehearse until Every line, every look, every little movement just flows naturally.
And the how is pretty amazing too, right? The production side.
Equally impressive. It's all shot on iPhones.
No way.
Yeah, no professional crew. Often they just cast friends or locals who bring this genuine, authentic energy to the roles.
That DIY approach.
It's key. It keeps costs down, obviously, but more importantly, it keeps the authenticity sky high. They always focus on the raw emotions, the real connections, rather than, say, elaborate dialogue or fancy shots.
Which lets viewers connect more deeply, maybe see bits of their own lives reflected.
Exactly. It resonates because it feels real.
And these authentic stories have definitely resonated. Let's talk about Oru Gulf Yatra. That was one of their big breakout short films, right?
Huge. Got over 2 million views. And it's powerful because it's so simple, yet so universal in their context. Just two close friends facing that inevitable goodbye when one leaves for a job in the Gulf.
That painful farewell.
Yeah, and it captures those raw emotions so well. The awkward silences, the forced jokes trying to cover up the sadness, and then that final wordless hug.
Hits right in the heart.
It does.
Ah.
Because this is a story that touches almost every family in Kerala. Remittances from abroad are vital to the economy, but the cost is often these deep separations from loved ones.
And the comment section just blew up.
It exploded. People sharing their own personal stories, their own goodbyes. It showed just how profoundly it hit home.
Then there's Lunch Break, the viral reel. That one sounds more lighthearted.
Oh, totally. Pure relatability. Two friends just show up unannounced at a third friend's house, basically hoping for a free meal from the mom, the hospitable lady of the house.
A classic maneuver.
Exactly. Chaos, maybe some spilled secrets, lots of belly laughs. And it was directly inspired by their own mischievous past. Vaisakh apparently said they pulled that stunt countless times growing up.
Huh. So they basically weaponized their own teenage shenanigans for viral content. Brilliant.
Pretty much. It's those personal, lived-in details that make people connect so strongly.
Now, inevitably, people draw comparisons. We've heard of Kariku, another huge YouTube sensation from Kerala. They blew up around 2018 with sketches like Therapara.
Right, Kariku is massive. Millions of subscribers, golden play button, the works. They really pioneered a certain style.
So how does Team Eureka position themselves relative to Kariku?
Well, they definitely admire Kariku's innovative work, they've said that, but they also firmly state that their own stories are uniquely rooted in their Palakkad upbringing.
The specific place, the people, the vibe.
Exactly, the surroundings, the people, the simple joys that shape them. While Kariku often has this faster pace, maybe more youth-centric, sometimes absurdist sketch comedy,
Yeah.
Team Eureka is intentionally leaning into a different gear. More reflective, observational, that nostalgic flavor. They're carving their own distinct path, not trying to be Kariku 2.0.
That makes sense. And it brings us to a bigger picture, doesn't it? Team Eureka's success isn't happening in a vacuum.
Not at all. It's part of this massive boom happening in Kerala's digital scene right now.
Really? What's that look like?
Well, the state has incredibly high literacy rates, tons of tech-savvy young people. So there's just been this explosion of YouTube creators.
Across different genres.
All sorts. From tech reviewers like M4 Tech, who are known for making complex gadgets seem really accessible,
Okay.
to lifestyle vloggers like Pearly Manny, sharing glimpses of everyday life with a very personal touch. Team Eureka found their spot within that wide spectrum, deliberately creating that space for nostalgic observational comedy.
So what's fueling this boom specifically in Kerala? Why is it such fertile ground right now?
It seems to be a potent mix of things. High internet penetration is definitely one factor. Access, exactly. Then there's this deep-seated cultural love for storytelling. It's rooted in Kerala's rich literary heritage, going back centuries to figures like Tunjathu Ezhuthachan. Storytelling is just in the DNA.
Wow, deep roots.
Deep roots. And add to that a significant cultural shift, especially among younger people. They're moving away from just pursuing traditional careers and exploring creative paths much more.
Interesting.
Yeah, there was even a recent survey suggesting many kids in Kerala now actually aspire to be content creators. They see it as a viable path, blending maybe education with entertainment.
And platforms like YouTube offer the means.
Unparalleled freedom, right. Direct audience feedback, the potential for viral reach.
Yeah.
That's the whole new landscape compared to a generation ago.
And Team Eureka, while riding that wave, they offer this unique counter-narrative almost.
That's a good way to put it. Reviving the charm of, yesteryear with this soulful content that really stands out against some of the faster, meme-heavy trends you see elsewhere.
But a journey like theirs, making that leap from stable jobs, it surely wasn't all smooth sailing, right? There must have been hurdles.
Oh, absolutely not smooth sailing. Quitting those jobs meant serious financial uncertainty, especially with how, the digital ad market can fluctuate.
Yeah, that's risky.
Very risky. Families were worried, naturally. Friends probably questioned their sanity. And look, not every early reel they put out was a smash hit. There were misses too.
Learning curve.
Big learning curve. But their perseverance, that core belief they had, that paid off. Plus, they had that key group of well-wishers, advisors, friends who helped them refine ideas, stay true to their vision.
That support network.
Crucial. That shared belief in what they were doing became their bedrock, I think.
And looking ahead now, it feels like their journey is really just getting started in some way.
Feels that way. Millions of views, subscribers growing steadily. They're definitely setting their sights higher now.
Like what?
Specifically, they're looking at making a feature film.
Wow, okay. The big screen?
Yeah. A family entertainer, apparently. They're currently in talks with production houses. But their core goal, it seems, remains the same.
Which is?
To create stories that genuinely touch hearts. Stories that people carry with them after the screen goes dark. Tales that evoke that universal sense of connection, shared experience.
And that really brings us back full circle, doesn't it, to their incredible arc.
It does. From 3 schoolboys in Palakkad, dreaming big in their small town.
Through that detour into the sensible careers.
Right, to that brave, scary leap into content creation.
And ultimately becoming these viral storytellers who are captivating millions.
It's quite a story.
It really is. And, in a world where, let's face it, many of us feel a bit trapped in jobs that maybe aren't fulfilling, Team Eureka's journey is kind of a powerful beacon, isn't it?
Yeah, it offers hope.
It's proof that passion, that deep friendship, and, a calculated bit of risk, it can absolutely rewrite your life's script.
It really reminds us that sometimes the most original, the most resonant stories aren't found by chasing the newest trend.
But by looking back.
By looking back at where we came from. At those simple, authentic moments in relationships that actually shaped us.
Which raises a really interesting question for all of us, I think.
Yeah.
As Kerala keeps nurturing all this digital talent, and we see stories like Team Eureka's popping up, it kind of challenges us, doesn't it, to think about where our own creativity comes from.
The well springs within us, yeah.
Yeah. So what does this all mean for you listening right now? Maybe the next truly captivating story, the one that really touches millions. Maybe it isn't on some distant screen.
Maybe it's closer.
Maybe it's waiting to be uncovered right in your own backyard. Or maybe it's held within the bonds of your oldest friendships. What stories from your own life, your own community, what stories are waiting to be told?